Have you ever felt like you've endured so much that justice was taken from you and you didn't receive what you truly deserved? Maybe you've experienced hardships, setbacks, or unfairness in your life, and it's left you wondering, why me? You gave your best, worked hard, yet felt overlooked or even mistreated. But perhaps what you don't know is that right now, God is restoring justice to you. Do you believe that it's coming? It's easy to feel like you're stuck in a cycle of unfairness when the world seems to work against you. Life sometimes feels like a series of challenges where things don't add up, and the reward for your struggles seems delayed or non-existent. But what if this is not the end of the story? What if, despite everything you've been through, you are about to step into a season where God restores what you've lost and makes things right? Today, we're going to explore a powerful and hopeful message. God is restoring justice to you. You may not see it now, but all your past efforts, struggles, and patience are about to pay off. God sees what you've gone through, every challenge, every setback, every moment of disappointment, and He is working behind the scenes to bring you the justice and restoration you deserve. This is the time when success, fairness, and divine justice will come at the right moment, even if it doesn't look like it's happening right now. You've invested so much of yourself into everything you've done. You've been faithful, worked diligently, and faced trials with strength, sometimes not knowing if things would ever change. But I want to remind you, your perseverance is not in vain. God's timing is perfect, and right now, He is aligning everything for your breakthrough. While you may not yet see it, the moment of restoration is near. You are about to experience the justice that you've longed for, and the things that were once taken from you are being returned in abundance. If you're feeling weary, disappointed, or like life hasn't been fair to you, this message is for you. If you've ever wondered whether you'll see the reward for your hard work, if you've struggled with unfairness and injustice, know that God is working. This is the moment when things start to shift. God is not blind to your pain, and He is setting things right. Restoration is coming, and it's coming at the perfect time. Let's dive into why right now, justice is truly on its way, and how God is making things right in your life. In life, we all experience pain, loss, and hardship. It's a part of the human experience, one that can feel overwhelming at times. Whether it's a personal loss, betrayal, failure, or even an ongoing struggle that never seems to end, we all face moments that test our strength and resilience. And in these moments, it's natural to ask, why is this happening to me? Where is God in all of this? Is anyone even noticing my suffering? But what if the truth is that God is always watching, always present, and always aware of what you're going through? What if, despite the silence or the absence of immediate answers, God is closer to you than you realize, and He understands every ounce of pain you endure? This is the truth that brings comfort and peace. God never abandons you. Whenever you face hardship, pain, or feel alone, God always sees you. What you're going through isn't meaningless. God knows the suffering you've endured, and He is ready to restore justice when the time is right. In times of suffering, it's easy to feel isolated, as though no one understands or even cares. The weight of life's burdens can feel too much to bear, and the feeling of abandonment or neglect can make everything seem even darker. But I want you to know that God is always watching, not just from a distance, but with a heart full of empathy, understanding, and love. God never abandons His children, even when things feel impossible. Even when you're walking through a valley of pain and uncertainty, God is present in your suffering. He sees your heartache, and He knows the depth of your struggle. You are not invisible to Him. Your pain is not ignored. God understands every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. The Bible tells us that God is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34-18. This is not just a comforting verse. It is a reminder of God's deep and unwavering care for us, especially when we're at our lowest. He doesn't just witness your pain from afar, he enters into it with you. He feels the weight of your suffering, and he is working behind the scenes to bring justice, healing, and restoration, even when you can't see it yet. Though you might not immediately see justice, remember that patience and hope are key in getting through tough times. God always has a plan, and he will act in his perfect timing. When you are in the middle of hardship, the wait for justice and restoration can feel endless. You might be wondering, when will this end? When will I see the results of my struggles? It's natural to feel discouraged when progress is slow or when justice feels delayed. But remember, God's timing is perfect, and patience is a necessary part of the process. Patience doesn't mean you sit idly by, waiting for life to magically fix itself. Patience is an active choice, choosing to trust in God's plan and knowing that he is working even when you can't see the results right away. During difficult times, patience is about holding on to the belief that God will bring justice, even if it's not happening on your timeline. In the Bible, we see countless examples of people who had to wait for God's timing to be fulfilled. Joseph is a perfect example. Joseph's journey was full of hardship, betrayal, and disappointment. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, unjustly imprisoned, and forgotten for years. Yet, God was with him every step of the way. Joseph remained patient, and ultimately, in God's perfect timing, he was elevated to a place of power where he could save his family and the nation. His story is a testimony of how God's justice doesn't happen immediately, but when it does, it comes with overwhelming restoration. Hope is another powerful tool to carry with you during tough times. Hope is what keeps your heart alive. Even when things look bleak, hope fuels patience by reminding you that what you're going through is not the end. Hope tells you that this season of suffering is temporary, and a time of breakthrough is coming. Hope is grounded in faith, faith that God has a purpose, faith that God will restore what has been lost, and faith that justice will prevail in the end. To illustrate how God sees and understands your pain, let me share a story about a woman named Sarah. Sarah was a successful businesswoman, a loving wife, and a devoted mother. But life took a sudden and devastating turn when she was unexpectedly laid off from her job. What followed was a series of unfortunate events. Her husband was diagnosed with a severe illness, and the stress of trying to make ends meet took a heavy toll on her mental and emotional health. For months, Sarah felt as though she was stuck in a never-ending cycle of hardship. She prayed and prayed, but nothing seemed to change. She began to question if God was even listening. Why me? She thought. But even in her darkest moments, Sarah held on to the belief that God saw her pain and was with her, even if she couldn't feel him. One day, Sarah got a call out of the blue from a former colleague who offered her a job with a salary much higher than what she had been earning before. Not only that, but it was a job that would allow her more flexibility, so she could be home with her family. Her husband's health also began to improve as he received the treatment he needed, and Sarah's financial struggles were resolved. Looking back, Sarah realized that God had never abandoned her during her difficult time. Through the challenges, he was shaping her, preparing her, and bringing the right opportunities at just the right moment. God's justice was not just about financial restoration. It was about restoring her faith, her peace, and her hope. Through her pain, she learned to trust in God's timing and patience, and ultimately, her story became a testament to God's faithfulness. In this section, we've explored the truth that God always sees and understands your pain. Whenever you face hardship, God is with you, witnessing your struggle and never abandoning you. Even when you don't see justice right away, trust that God is working on your behalf. Patience and hope are the keys to enduring tough times, and God's timing is perfect. As you wait for his plan to unfold, know that he is bringing you to a place of restoration. The story of Sarah is just one example of how God's justice is not only about fixing our problems, but about restoring our peace, our faith, and our future. If you're in a season of struggle right now, hold on to the belief that God sees you, He understands you, and He is working to restore what has been lost. Remember, God's justice is always at work, even when you can't see it yet. Your pain is not in vain, and the rewards for your patience and perseverance are coming. When we face challenges and injustices in life, it's natural to want immediate answers and resolutions. It's easy to look at situations from a surface-level perspective and want justice to be delivered on our terms and in our timing. We often equate justice with fairness, punishment, or direct compensation for what we've lost or endured. However, God's justice is part of a much bigger plan, a plan that we might not always see right away, but trust that His plan is always perfect, and the justice He brings is not only for the moment but for your ultimate growth, healing, and purpose. In this section, we will dive deeper into how God's justice fits into His larger plan for your life. We will discuss why we shouldn't view justice only at a surface level, and how justice often comes through change and challenges. Through examples from the Bible and real-life stories, we'll understand why God's justice is not just about what we see immediately, but about something much greater that unfolds in God's perfect timing. Justice isn't just about what you can immediately see in your day-to-day life. It's part of a bigger plan that God has prepared for you. You might not see it right now, but what you receive will be even better and more meaningful for you in the long run. When you're in the middle of hardship, it's easy to view justice in a very narrow way. You might think that justice means the bad person being punished, the unfairness being corrected, or your losses being reimbursed right away. However, God's justice isn't limited to our human understanding of fairness. His justice is far more expansive. It's woven into the fabric of His greater plan for your life. A plan that includes not just your external circumstances but your inner transformation, growth, and long-term fulfillment. You may not see how justice is being worked out in the moment, and that's okay. God's ways are higher than our ways. Isaiah 55:8. He's working on a level that we often can't understand because we're looking through the lens of our limited human perspective. When things seem unfair, or when it feels like justice is delayed, remember that God's timing is perfect. What you may view as injustice today may turn out to be the very thing that shapes you into the person God wants you to become. The truth is, God's justice is not just about retribution, it's about restoration. It's about bringing you back into alignment with His will for your life, even if that means going through difficult seasons. In the long run, you'll see that the justice God brings will be more meaningful and fulfilling than anything you could have imagined in the moment. God may use trials and challenges to teach you valuable lessons, and in the process, you will see true justice. Sometimes, justice isn't about revenge or direct recompense, but about growth and healing in your soul. God's justice is often delivered in ways we don't expect. It might not always look like the immediate vengeance or payout we desire. Instead, God often uses trials and challenges as tools to deliver justice, not by changing our circumstances, but by changing us. When God allows us to go through difficult seasons, He is not punishing us. He is refining us. He is helping us grow, heal, and ultimately become the people we are meant to be. True justice is not about being free from pain, but about learning and developing through that pain. It's about coming out of the struggle stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God's purpose for your life. For example, consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused of a crime, and thrown into prison. From a human perspective, this situation was profoundly unjust. But Joseph didn't stay in despair. Instead, through his hardships, God worked in his life. Joseph grew in wisdom, character, and trust in God. His trials weren't just punishment but part of God's greater plan to elevate him to a place of leadership where he could ultimately save his family and an entire nation from famine. God's justice in Joseph's life didn't come through immediate rescue but through transformation and elevation. The pain Joseph experienced was part of the process that led to his future success and the saving of his family. Sometimes, the challenges we face are the very things that equip us to walk into a new season of purpose and destiny. The trials are God's way of preparing us for the justice and reward that He knows we will be able to handle when the time is right. In your life, it's likely that God has used, or will use, your struggles to shape you, refine you, and build the character needed to receive the justice He is preparing for you. The process may not always be comfortable, but it is necessary for the bigger picture. In the Bible, Job is a classic example of someone who went through tremendous suffering before experiencing justice. Job was a man of great faith and integrity, yet he lost everything: his wealth, his health, and his family. Job's friends even came to him, accusing him of sin and wrongdoing, suggesting that his suffering was a punishment. But Job remained faithful, never fully understanding why he was suffering, yet trusting that God had a purpose. Eventually, God revealed Himself to Job and restored everything he had lost, not just his possessions, but also his health and family. But more importantly, Job's relationship with God was deeply transformed. Through the suffering, Job came to understand God more intimately. God's justice wasn't just about returning what was lost. It was about restoring Job's heart and giving him a deeper revelation of who God is. This story shows us that justice doesn't always mean immediate relief from hardship. Sometimes, justice is found in the transformation of our hearts during the process. Through trials, God shapes us and brings us into a deeper understanding of His love and sovereignty. This is justice in its truest form. Another powerful example of justice coming through challenges can be found in the life of Martin Luther King Jr., who fought tirelessly for racial equality and justice in America. Dr. King faced immense opposition, criticism, and even personal loss during his lifetime. Yet, he never lost hope in the cause of justice. His journey was filled with suffering and persecution, but he kept going because he believed that justice was coming. While Dr. King did not live to see the full realization of racial equality, his legacy paved the way for significant change in American society. His struggle for justice, though fraught with pain, led to monumental shifts in the way society viewed and treated people of different races. In this case, God's justice came through the perseverance of a man who believed in a cause greater than himself, a man who trusted that justice would come in God's time, despite the obstacles and challenges he faced. Another profound example is Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. His life was filled with suffering and unfairness, but through his trials, Mandela's understanding of justice and freedom became clearer. After being released from prison, he went on to lead the country and ultimately became South Africa's first black president. Mandela's perseverance and hope during his imprisonment became a symbol of justice for the oppressed people of South Africa. In both Dr. King's and Mandela's stories, justice came not through the immediate removal of suffering, but through the enduring strength and the eventual transformation of entire nations. Their lives were marked by the belief that justice could emerge from suffering, and they led by example, showing us that even in the most unjust situations, God's justice can come through change and transformation. In this section, we've explored how God's justice fits into a larger plan that we may not always see immediately. While we may want justice in the form of immediate recompense or punishment for wrongdoers, God's justice often works on a much deeper level. It's about transformation, growth, and healing, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. God's justice isn't limited to the surface. It's part of His greater plan to bring about lasting change. Justice may come through trials and challenges. As we learn and grow through adversity, the trials we face can shape us, equipping us to receive the justice and rewards that God has in store for us when the time is right. Through examples like Job, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela, we can see that true justice is about more than just retribution. It's about transformation, restoration, and the fulfillment of God's perfect plan. As you go through your own trials, remember that God is working behind the scenes. His justice is being fulfilled in ways you may not see right now, but trust that it is coming, and it will be worth the wait. When you think about justice, you might immediately picture punishment for wrongdoers or getting retribution for what you've lost. But God's justice isn't always about correction or retribution. In fact, God restores justice to you in ways that are far more powerful and fulfilling than simple recompense. God's justice is about bringing about healing, growth, and new opportunities. It's about opening doors that were previously closed and creating new beginnings where there seemed to be no way forward. God doesn't just erase your pain. He makes all things new through opportunities that lead to a better, more abundant life. In this section, we'll explore how God restores justice by providing new opportunities that bring growth, renewal, and fulfillment. These opportunities may not always look the way you expect, but they are part of God's divine plan to restore balance and move you into a new season of life. God doesn't just restore justice by erasing your pain. He also brings new opportunities, fresh starts, and new conditions so that you can begin again and experience that justice in your life. You'll start to see that justice isn't about punishment, it's about rebirth and growth. When we experience pain, suffering, or loss, we often think of justice in terms of what we deserve. Maybe we feel like we deserve compensation, or that someone should face consequences for their actions. While it's natural to feel that way, God's justice is more than just making things right in the way we think it should happen. His justice brings opportunities for growth, healing, and new beginnings. It's not about returning everything to the way it was, but about creating something new, something that is even better than what was lost. God doesn't just take away your pain. He opens doors for you to walk into a future filled with potential. This could come in the form of new relationships, career opportunities, personal growth, or a fresh start in an area of life that felt stagnant or hopeless. The new opportunities that arise are part of God's justice to you. They are the seeds of restoration, and a sign that He is working to give you more than you've ever imagined. For example, you may have gone through a painful breakup, thinking you'd never love again, or that you'd never find someone who truly understands you. But in God's timing, a new relationship enters your life, one that is grounded in trust, respect, and a deeper understanding of your value. This relationship is not just about moving on from the past. It's about finding something new, more fulfilling, and more aligned with the purpose God has for you. God's justice can come in many forms, but it always leads to new opportunities that move you forward, not backwards. Justice isn't about bringing the past back. It's about propelling you into something better, and that's what God's restoration is all about. You'll start to see that opportunities are not random or coincidental. They're gifts from God to help you move forward, show that you've overcome trials, and prove that you've earned something more meaningful. These opportunities will open up in front of you. All you need to do is be ready to step into them. One of the most significant shifts that happen when God is restoring justice to you is the way you begin to see opportunities. Before, you might have seen opportunities as lucky breaks or coincidences. But when you align with God's plan, you begin to see that these opportunities are part of His divine will for your life. They are gifts from God designed to move you forward, help you grow, and lead you into the life He's always intended for you. In your journey of faith, you will start to recognize that opportunities aren't just random. They are intentional. God has prepared them specifically for you. These opportunities might feel like they came out of nowhere, but when you look back, you'll realize they are the culmination of your past experiences, lessons learned, and your faithfulness in the trials. For example, a person who has experienced failure in their career might start to feel hopeless. They may have tried multiple times to succeed, only to fall short each time. But one day, they receive an unexpected job offer, an opportunity that fits their skills, passions, and goals better than anything they've ever done before. This opportunity wasn't random. It was part of the plan God had for them. It wasn't just about a job offer, it was a reflection of God's justice in bringing something new, meaningful, and transformative into their life. These new opportunities, then, are a sign that God is restoring justice. They show that your past struggles weren't in vain. Your perseverance, your faith, and your willingness to keep moving forward have made you ready for this new chapter. The opportunities that come your way are not just chances for success, they are evidence that God's justice is being fulfilled in your life. To illustrate this, let's consider the story of Sarah, a woman who faced many hardships but experienced incredible restoration through new opportunities. Sarah was in her mid-30s, and she had spent most of her adult life in a series of unfulfilling jobs. She had always dreamed of starting her own business, but due to personal setbacks, financial struggles, and a lack of self-confidence, she never took the leap. She felt stuck in her circumstances, often wondering if she would ever break free from the cycle she was in. Despite her dreams, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was somehow stuck, as though she had missed her chance for success. Then, a series of unexpected events began to unfold. Sarah lost her job, but instead of being devastated, she took it as a sign that she was being pushed in a new direction. During her job search, she met a mentor who encouraged her to pursue her passion for creating handmade goods and start her own business. This mentor connected her with investors, and within a year, Sarah's small business had grown into a thriving company that supported not only her but also several other employees. Sarah's story is one of justice coming through new opportunities. The job loss, which at first seemed like a setback, was actually the catalyst for her to take the first step toward her true calling. The opportunity to work with a mentor opened the door for her to launch the business she had always dreamed of. Her success wasn't about revenge on the circumstances or getting back what she had lost. It was about moving forward, embracing her God-given gifts, and stepping into a new season of life. This is how God restores justice. It's not just about retribution or getting back what was taken from you. It's about bringing new opportunities that lead to growth, renewal, and transformation. It's about creating new doors where there once were none, and opening new pathways for you to walk in His plan. In this section, we've explored how God restores justice to your life through new opportunities. These opportunities are not mere coincidences. They are gifts from God designed to move you forward, to show that you've overcome trials, and to prove that you've earned something meaningful. They reflect God's deep love and perfect timing, opening up new chapters in your life that bring growth, healing, and transformation. Justice is not just about what you've lost being returned. It's about the new things God brings into your life that are far better than anything you had before. These new opportunities are evidence that God is working to restore what was taken, and they are a sign of the incredible future He has planned for you. When you see opportunities opening up in your life, embrace them with faith and confidence, knowing that they are part of God's plan for your justice and restoration. God is not just fixing the past. He is propelling you into a future that is full of His blessings and purpose. Trust that your struggles were never in vain, and the opportunities you are about to step into are the justice you've been waiting for. Your future is brighter, and God is making all things new. We've explored how God always sees and understands your pain, how justice is part of a bigger plan that we sometimes can't immediately see, and how God is restoring justice to you through new opportunities that help you grow and thrive. Throughout our journey, we've learned that justice isn't just about retribution or punishment. It's about God's transformative power, the way He brings opportunities, healing, and growth even when we don't expect it. God's justice is always at work, behind the scenes, even when things seem impossible or unfair. While we might not see His plan unfold right away, we can trust that justice is coming and that it will come in ways that exceed our expectations. The process may take time, but it will always be worth the wait. In times of hardship and struggle, it's easy to lose hope, but remember, God sees you and He understands your pain. You are not forgotten. The opportunities that God is bringing into your life are part of His perfect plan to restore justice, not just in the world around you, but also in your heart, your mind, and your future. God's justice may not come in the form you expect, but trust that it will come in the perfect timing that leads you to a new season of growth and fulfillment. If you feel like you're at a major crossroads in life, don't hesitate to seize this opportunity. God's justice is just around the corner, and all you need is persistence, self-belief, and confidence to move forward. If you've been holding on to hope despite the difficulties, now is the time to step forward in faith, knowing that God is opening doors that will restore and propel you toward your destiny. Keep trusting, keep moving, and keep your heart open to the new opportunities God is bringing your way. It's natural to feel uncertain when things seem to be falling apart, but remember, God is restoring you, and everything you've endured will make you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with His perfect will for your life. This is your time to embrace the future. He has planned for you a future full of new opportunities, restoration, and success. If you've found this message helpful, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that inspires and empowers you to keep walking in faith, no matter where you are in your journey. Share this with others who might be struggling with injustice and need to hear that God is restoring them too. Remember, God's justice is not just about external success. It's about healing, restoration, and new beginnings. It's about reclaiming what was lost and being renewed from the inside out. Don't let anything stop you from moving forward. Step into this new phase of your life with confidence and determination, because success and justice are yours to claim. The journey may not always be easy, but know this: you've made it this far, and now it's time to fully embrace the blessings and breakthroughs that lie ahead. The best is yet to come, and with God's guidance, you're about to experience a new season of hope, restoration, and success.